Come on in the room. Tanisha Franklin, how you the first one on the broadcast tonight? What set you claim?
Tighten up.
I'm saying. I ain't never seen you be the first one. Tanisha. So when you come in the room, tell us who's tell us who's here. Let us know who is joining us tonight. Yo, yo, yo. Shauna, how you doing, baby?
Alright, what set you playing?
Did you say what's that you playing? Really? That's what we doing now? Did you say you here? Tanisha, your friend on the sick and shut-in list.
Little.
Frida. Hey, Frida. So tell me where y'all from. Sean, where you from? Markel, baby, how you doing?
President.
He said President dum-dum. Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Sandra. Shauna. Sean, you from Orlando? You so dumb. Tanisha from Orlando. I can't stand y'all.
Curtis Wyndham. Atlanta by way of APK.
So my question is, did you guys see the video that I posted that I wanted people to look that we're going to discuss tonight? Did anybody see it?
Sandra from Arizona.
Did anybody see it? Uh-oh. So we got Sandra from Phoenix.
Hey.
And Shauna from...
You should be sideways, right?
Why are we sideways? We are sideways, ain't we?
Yeah, yep.
Let me see if I can... So we got Sandra from Phoenix. Let me see if I can fix it. I'm talking so loud. Shut up, Andrew.
That's why we didn't use the thing before, though.
But we got it to turn back around. Did it fix?
Hold on, it's a lag.
You ain't did it yet?
Right now you're doing it. Let's see.
Okay. So we gonna do this. We're no longer sideways. All right, we fixed the problemo. I'm sorry. Okay, so did y'all see the link I just clicked on there? Earl, tell me my camera on Henderson. I want you guys to look at the link. There's a video of a young man surprising his whoever. And he's surprising her with a surprise birthday dinner. Shauna said she saw it. Anybody else saw the video? And he surprised her with a surprise birthday dinner with obviously some of her friends and family. And she responded super reckless, like on a whole nother level.
She acting donkey.
So Shauna, are you the only one? Curtis, you saw it. Anybody else saw it? I really want you to see the video because we got to discuss. Because we're going to talk about domestic violence, but we're also going to talk about the fact that it's not. We're going to talk about whether it's or anybody that's joining, that's on here right now on your left-hand side. Hit the share button and share it to your page so that people can join. They can get in where they fit in. But I definitely want us to watch the video. I put the link in the what do you call this? In the comment section twice because I want everybody to look at it. But if you will, share it to your page so when we get started. Martha, how you doing, sweetie? Did you get a chance to look at the video? Just let me know. Just saw it. Or some eyes if you saw the video already. If you saw the video we're gonna be discussing, put that on the put some in the comment section so I'll see it. So the video that we're gonna be discussing tonight is about an interaction between a young lady and hey Jay Nicole. Jay, did you get a chance to look at the video that we posted? Okay, Martha said she saw it. I saw a couple of people saw it. Cedric saw it. I think it was Shauna saw it. Anybody else saw the video? I'm posting it because I really want you guys to see this video before we get into the discussion of it. Because the behavior of this young lady, I feel, is real Is grotesque a good word?
Yeah, you could be.
Okay, let me jump out. The link is right there, Jay, in the bio. Jump on, watch it. Don't take but a few, and then jump your butt right back on here because we're gonna get this started. Trying to give people time to join. If you don't mind, on the left hand side, hit the share button. Right here you can select different people didn't like this, didn't like that. Right. Really? You sent me?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, it came.
I didn't see. I said the two people. You
Oh,
not
that's a
either one
group.
of them.
That's a group.
Oh. No, I didn't see you nothing.
So, okay, so the link is not working. Go to the. Why the link not working? It's on my page. Okay, so Jay says she saw it. I don't know how it's not working for you, Tanisha. Let me try.
It's only a limited people I can send when I share it. See,
What do it? What do it like this? Write a post. I'm sorry. Hit share, and then hit copy the link, and so you can you want to share it to your page. You could just do it. Put your name in there and do it. Right there. You can copy the link. Hit the paste button. Oh, go to Black Love page. You'll see it. Okay. So if you've seen the video, let me know. Let me know once you watch this video, because at this moment the video has gotten 23,000 views. I'm gonna put the link in here, but I'm gonna put it from the actual video and not from just our page, because I think that's what was making it a little bit more difficult. So okay, so Markel has seen it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. On the left hand side, share it to your page so people can get involved in this conversation. If you haven't had a chance to look at the video, I would strongly suggest that you look at the video and then jump back in the group. So tonight we're going to talk about Frida saw it. Domestic violence. Right, Earl. We're going to start. So what would you consider domestic violence? When people say domestic violence, what do you consider domestic violence? And I'm asking you to see, Tanisha. Okay. So tell me everybody what do you consider, what is domestic? When you hear domestic violence, what do you think? And be honest, don't try to fix it for this.
A man beating a woman?
A man beating a woman.
And a wife beater.
And a wife beater. Anybody else have anything? Right, Tanisha, a hot mess. Anybody else have anything that they think about when they think about domestic violence? So, hey, Cousin Sint, did you see the video that I posted on the page about the girl and her reaction to her man surprising her with a birthday event? If not, you can look. It's in this link. Okay, it can be verbal. So my question was, right, and I understand there's different types of domestic violence, but what I'm saying, when you hear domestic violence, what do you think? And like Cedric said, the most thing we think about is a man beating on a woman, or what else you said?
I said a man beating a woman with a wife beater on.
Did you say with wife beater on?
Yes.
With the wife beater on. Okay.
Right.
Okay, verbal abuse. Most people feel it's physical, but it's also emotional abuse of a person, right? I just saw the video and she was wrong. Ungrateful little girl. Right, Sandra. Okay, so the first part of what I want to talk about was what people consider domestic violence to be. And when we think of domestic violence, we always think about a man doing something to a woman. But domestic violence is not gender based. It can be a woman doing something to a man. And in this video, the first thing, women jumping on her spouse, dirty wife beater said, really, Earl?
Right. That's what you think about.
So the first thing I think about was, in this video, he had tried to surprise her with a birthday dinner or something like that. He had a cake, and she went to cursing, and she threw the cake and ice cream, mushed it in his face. So
More than once.
So the first thing is, what's the first thing you think they would do?
You go your first thing.
Well, okay. So the first thing is I feel like the disrespect of how she talked to him was on a level that I can't even describe. Like, the average man ain't gonna let you talk to him that way. Just not. I don't care, church man, whoever. You not gonna let no woman talk to you that way. And they were in a restaurant full of people.
In front of all their family and friends, probably.
Right. Now, the second part is, who was the abuser in this particular situation? It was her.
Right.
And why did she feel it was okay? Why do you think she felt it was okay?
I don't know, but probably because I guess that's the nature of their relationship. He probably give her whatever she want or whatever.
But I'm gonna take it this. Do you think reality TV has anything to do with that?
Yes, but it's just the because she seemed to be younger, and I think it's just the way that society is now that people act like or think that you owe them something. So obviously she was not happy with his choice of places to celebrate. She wanted something more expensive and baller, I guess.
Well, I'm saying, but okay, in all the reality TV shows that you see, the response that people give, okay, when people have an altercation, the two women, two men, they fight, they throw something, they mush. That's what you see at dinner, correct? Mm-hmm. I don't think we had that much fighting and women belittling men in public before reality TV came out.
Well, it's hard to say that. It's hard to tell because there was no camera phone, so we don't mean it could be and it could be not.
I'm just saying, but I know what I've seen in my lifetime. I've seen girls and guys do stuff, like want to fight all the time. It wasn't that much back in the day. And Sandra says, looks like he has low self-esteem. Now, could he have low self-esteem, or has he spoiled her? Does he have her on a high pedestal? Is this her normal behavior? Is he worried about going to jail? Like, there's so many different elements.
All of the above. And this can't be the first time that she acted a donkey, though.
And that's true. That was my other thing, is that do you really think that this is the first time that she has responded like this?
Right.
Because there's no reason. Okay. First of all, I want to know who was at that table. Because my friends and my family, I would have checked them for that. Because, not like yell at them, but I would have pulled them off to the side. But nobody moved to say anything to her. And yes, okay, these people out there, they're adults, it looks like. But somebody should have said something. Like, there's people, you got to keep people around you that's going to be like, that's too much, bro. Like, if Cedric can beat on me in front of some other men and women and nobody say, dude, you did wrong for that. Right. It ain't got to do with his size or nothing else. It's just some accountability. Do we not have accountability at this point? Right. that she felt okay? And then when she walked away and she got in the chair, first of all, where's your doggone home training? You in a restaurant. It looked like she had on slides and flip-flops. Right. And you step your butt in the chair and you go all the way crazy. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say more right now.
All right, so Frida says she was too comfortable in doing that, so maybe it's a repetitive thing for her, meaning that's how it is at home. That may be true. That's a good thing. That's a good point. I'm sorry. Scent says, "Wow, right." Because they know she crazy. Yeah. But even crazy got some friends that'll be like, "Girl, calm down." Should have. This would be your last birthday with me, Earl. And I know that for Cedric. If I ever showed out like that in public, not even like that, remotely,
it's a wrap.
I'd be done. I already know that. You ain't gonna embarrass me. All right, Ashley says she was just flat-foot disrespectful and ungrateful, and she deserves to be alone. If he would have did that to her, it would have been a whole different storyline. And I don't believe this was her first time acting in such a manner. I believe that her friends are crazy too. I think correct. Okay. So now this is my other side of this. So I got into the, I called some people and I asked them to watch the video and I wanted to know their opinion. So if he had hit her back, what would have been the response? Because what I got from people was, even though she was doing that, she was dead wrong. A man should never put his hands on a woman. So I want to stop there first, because that is a common theme in our society and with people I talk to, that a man should never put his hands on a woman. Now, disclaimer, I do believe that a man should never put his hands on a woman. But I do believe a woman should never put her hands on a man. See, now we learned in science for every action, there's an equal and an opposite reaction. So even the quietest and mildest man got a breaking point. So I don't know how many times you're going to be calling me punk bees and slapping me in my face as a man before you get a response. So,
well, not only that, you can't take for granted that every man is raised with that type of sentimentality ingrained in them.
That's true.
Because everybody have different upbringing, different worldview. So I think that in and of itself give women license to do these things.
Christopher, watch the video.
You know what I'm saying? So, and also I think that when you first meet somebody, especially like that, she probably did little things just to see if she can get away with it.
Right. And he didn't check it.
Right. So she just kept going further and further and further.
Well, first of all, I'm going to just say this, and it's probably not politically correct, but I can't stand to see no soft behind man. No man that's a pushover. I'm not talking about that loves his wife. I'm talking about, weak back, won't speak up, won't check. Because, there's checks and balances. That's what you have. You have a balanced relationship. Right. When I get out of line, Cedric's not my dad, but he like, no, that's too far. Or that's overreaction. You got to have that balance. If you don't have that balance, then you're not good for each other. Now, Sense said, we should not provoke one another, man or woman. I definitely agree, but we should definitely not put our hands on each other. And the problem I'm having is that the narrative is that men are stronger than women, which I don't agree on all terms. I got a daughter that wrestles, and she pin and slam boys. I pick them up and slam them. I got both my daughters do that. And so, what does that mean? Because she can wrestle, that it's okay for them to fight her? Like, what is it? I don't understand that. Keep your hands to yourself. Exactly. So then, we got, a man shouldn't hit a woman, but this day and age, these women will take advantage of a man who refuses to hit her back, and I believe it may be the case with him. Both men and women should keep their hands to themselves. If a man hits you...
You skipped one.
No, I already read that one.
Oh.
If you hit a man, you should be prepared for the consequences if they retaliate. Okay, so now that's a taboo subject, because people tend to think that once, and I had this conversation with several women, and I talked last night, and I wanted to see where people's mind was, and they said, right, even though she was hitting him, he could restrain her or hold her down, but under no shut up, Kim. Under no circumstances should he hit her. And that sounds good on a given day. But have you ever seen somebody you know that's mild-mannered have a day where they act out of character?
Right. Having a bad day or whatever.
It could be a series of events that led to that day where this is the day she done slapped him across the head. Now, I don't believe you should be in a relationship where there's violence going on, period. But I have sons. I don't want a woman beating on my sons. And I can't say that if one day, if he got a girl that's beating on him, that he gonna just walk away. Now, the bad side of that is the man usually get the bad side of the stick with that, right, unless there is some kind of evidence or witness. However, why is it that we have this one-sided narrative instead of saying she shouldn't do it, but he shouldn't put his hands on her, saying that she shouldn't do it, and that's just it. Like, if he would have knocked her down, Because, truthfully so, some of the people that saw it said, I want him to like the knock her down. And then I said, well, no, he should never put his hands on a woman.
Look, this pull the chair from under when she's sitting in the chair.
But like,
Cause he put your hands on her, but she felt the chair.
okay, so yes, he's too soft for me. I need a man with a backbone. Not saying I would let a man put his hands on me, but I don't need a man that I can run over either. And that's right. You know, that's called a Negro moment.
Yeah, she didn't watch it. She
I don't like
understand.
Moondog.
They have what they call Negro moments when you act like but it's not Negro. It's the ghetto term. And
okay.
When you act right.
Okay.
Like if you somebody walk by and step on your shoe, then because they step in your shoe, then y'all gotta fight. That's the premise. Like they did the same thing to white dudes, and the white dude got mad. He's like, wait, I'm white. Ha ha ha. He walked off.
So Christopher must have saw the video. But the thing about it is that who are these people at the table?
Right. There's a heap of them at the table too.
And they're looking, they might want to open though. They weren't looking like.
Nah, they just sitting there.
They just sitting there. And so if there's no way I could stand in the chair, smashing cake in Cedric's face, punching him, and then it's okay. Like, he gonna be like, the dude was yelling stuff back, but she obviously knew he wasn't gonna, because big as he was, he could have just hit her and knocked her across the room. Because she was little.
But see, I wouldn't even did all that.
What would be your response, you think?
Nah, I didn't say nothing. I ain't gonna cut you out nothing, because that's it. You gotta worry about seeing me now another day.
Now another day?
Not now another day.
Right. So, like you said, now here we go again. And I get that, but I'm just saying, why is it that I keep hearing that no matter, even though she did it and she was wrong, he should never put his hands on her?
Well, matter of fact, I'd have been happy because I don't think they was married yet, so that's what I need. Get this out before we get married.
That's why you know she acts like that on the regular, because everyone was sitting there. But see, my thing is, I want to know if he would have knocked her butt to the floor, what would have been the narrative of that video?
If they'd have been saying something then at the same table, you wrong for that, dog.
But now I have boys and I got girls, so I tell my girls, don't put your hands on somebody because you don't know what they're gonna do. And like, okay, so this whole issue with Chris and Rihanna, everybody bashed Chris Brown. That boy came from a abusive single home with the mom was being beat, and he saw abuse. But Rihanna that night was hitting him, kicking him through his keys, broke his phone. She did domestic violence to him. So why was no taglines, or why was there no commentary to Rihanna to keep her doggone hands to herself? Why was it all Chris Brown? Now, of course, she got the raw end of the stick, because when he snapped, when he let it go, he tore her behind up. But you can't punch nobody, kick them, break their stuff, and act the fool, and then expect nothing to happen to you. It does not work.
Uh-oh.
It does not work. Shanice, your picture attacking us.
Do something.
I got it, babe. So you can't expect things not to happen. What?
Like it's finna eat your head.
I know, right? The tiger. Okay. So, let me see. Okay. So, let's say Nikki.
Yeah.
I could never sit by and watch someone get jumped on, but a lot of people don't want to get involved because they will turn on you.
They will.
Now that's true. However, if I'm at the table with some people that I know,
Right.
that's just a chance I'm gonna take, because I would hate for you to
Ruin your life with that foolishness.
right, because
And she ain't even worth it.
what just not just that, but what if I was her friend? What if that was but ladies, what if that was your friend that was acting like that with her boyfriend, husband, whatever? What if that was your friend? Would you say something?
But even if that guy was my friend and I didn't know her like that, I still would say, hey man, you doing the most. You need to get on out of here.
Right,
You
right.
don't smash cake in the man's face. You were leaving. Go ahead and leave. You done did your thing. You know what I'm saying? Go on, get out of here.
Earl told me they would have been saying you had the right to be silent. But Earl, that's the thing. Like, but then you would have been, the narrative would have been different if she would have smashed it and he would have just punched her and she went across the room. But how is it fair that how is it fair that you get to give something but you're not ready to receive the consequence? You can't act the fool and don't expect the consequence to come. You can't not work out and expect not to gain weight. You can't eat everything and expect not to gain weight. You can't do certain things and expect not to have the result that comes along with that.
Right.
So I'm trying to get people, and nobody's on here saying their view, but I talked to several people and they all said that they felt like, even though she was wrong, that under no circumstances should he hit her. And I felt like that was inappropriate. I think it's one-sided. I think it's the wrong narrative to teach. I do not condone domestic violence. I've been in an abusive relationship before. And so I'm not talking from some silly place where I've never been through anything. I've been through in domestic violence and been abused and been beat up and all of the good stuff. But I can't punch him in the face and say, you better not hit me back. You better not hit me back.
But you've seen videos where they do that, where a lady will punch a guy and be like, what you gonna do? Hit me then. Hit me.
Right, hit me then.
Hit me.
Right.
As soon as they hit me, I'm calling the police.
Right. Now Bria say because he didn't hold back.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Bria, I don't know what that means. He didn't hold back. Claudine says, it looks staged. She was smirking and everything. Even if it's not, no. Even
Hold on, just read it.
It says, even if not, she could not have won a better place. She could not have won a better place
To go, not dressed in those flip.
live like right, and whatever was at the table they were watching, like they watching a movie. See, I
thought that when I watched it too, that it might have been staged, because that was just too ridiculous.
but her smirk was a like, nigga, I can't believe you tried me. You get what I'm saying? But I've seen other young ladies act out like this in the store, not necessarily to their boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But like, if something happened, they going ham and they gonna act like they gonna fight the cashier. I've seen young ladies act like this, so I don't think that it was staged because I see it too much. We just don't. That's not in our circle, so you find it hard to believe that that's real life. But reality TV got people thinking they can throw. First of all, throwing the drinks and stuff, that's assault. So, like on TV, a lot of them people going through court proceedings for throwing drinks and stuff. They think that's cute because that's what they show you on TV. But them people are going through legal proceedings because you are doing, that's assault. You can't throw nothing at me.
Well, actually, I don't think I think they agree to, be on them shows.
No. Portia and Kenya,
But she did that somebody that wasn't on the show, though.
No, it wasn't a show. It was on a reunion show, Cedric. There's several of them that are going. I watched the whole thing on it. Said people you didn't know they got charges filed against them. They just think it's TV, but I have the option. Now they try to steer you away from it, but you have the option. It is multiple of them people that done filed charges and they going through legal stuff. Because Portia like, I ain't gonna say nothing else because we still in court about this and I can go to jail. Yeah, because you can't be acting a fool and thinking it's gonna happen. I would have checked my friend. Would you have just sat back and watched me act such? Tanisha, I'd have snatched you by your hair. And that's on everything. I'd have snatched you, roped you by your neck. I'd have got between you and said you have lost your mind. Yeah, now you are different. If you act like this and me or Cedric around, he ain't letting this go. Would you say something, Tanisha, if you act like that?
Of course.
Would you like stop, Tanisha?
Mm-hmm. Read the comments.
What they do here? I believe if you are a woman enough to hit a man, you have got to be enough man enough
to get
hit. Don't get me wrong, it is totally unacceptable to put your hands on anyone, but a man will only take so much, and I know 7 women that go too far. And who wrote that comment? Was that Lanita?
You struggling today.
I am. Listen, that comment, your little bracket is exactly my thoughts. You can dish it out. You gotta be able to take it because you don't know what's gonna happen. No, ma'am. If you put your hands on someone, you better be ready to have hands laid on you. Right? This was about Chris Brown. What did she say about Chris? I'm sorry.
You mentioned Chris Brown. No,
Right, but
it
I'm
was
saying,
about
but
the
what,
video.
I'm saying, but what did she say? No, she said, oh, because he didn't hold back. Right, but so okay, so you said it because he didn't hold back. But this is my question: is he obligated to hold back?
Well, he did hold back for a time.
But I'm saying, but I guess she's saying that once he unleashed. But he showed a lot of restraint. When looking at the court documents, they went a ways with her kicking him, beating him, hitting him, punching him. He ended up pulling over. She threw his keys out the window in some kind of grassy field, broke his phone. That's when she got her behind broke. So he had a new car. She done broke through the keys and kicking the window. She was acting a complete behind. And so then when something happened to her, she right here, what was me? All right, so okay, I've been in a situation. I did my best to walk away. The other party ended up getting arrested also because of being the aggressor. Laws are written so that any contact makes you guilty. So at what point do you stop walking away? Well, Curtis, you said in your instance, you said that person got arrested. Now the catch is they generally default to the man being the abuser because domestic violence, we just think about men being abused. Men being the abuser. So unless you get it on camera or something like that, or you have a witness, then you give them a little more difficult. All right. Florence says, "Hey girl, I didn't see you tonight." Yes, they had to agree on contract. They had to agree on a contract, but not the touching. Because I watched these little documentary things, and several of them are in serious legal proceedings right now because of their when Portia hit Kenya with that wand or something that time or whatever happened, she is still going through legal proceedings now and is facing jail time. I'm all for defending yourself, but as for most men, one hit from him would be enough to defuse the situation. I don't agree with just to keep beating on her after you defended yourself. All right, so who is this? Bree. Now, so who get to say how much is too much? What's your thoughts on that?
What's that?
She was saying for most men, one hit would be enough. And so I don't believe you just keep beating on her. But then...
Well, I don't think either, but everybody is different. Some people can't control themselves.
Right, but you can't provoke people and then tell me, okay, now you can hit me one time, and that should be enough to do it. That's what I'm saying. You can't say what the response is going to be. And then the other part of that is, if he hit her, she might keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you hit me back? Because sometimes they feel like, how dare you put your hands on me?
Right.
And then at that point, it go real crazy then. So I want us to consider that domestic violence is not a man beating on a woman only or verbally abusing a woman only. It's a lot of women that verbally abuse their men. I don't know when we got this generation of soft men. I call them hoe cake men. I don't know when these old what they call it? That wetback. What they call it? Wetback.
What?
Something old men say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know when this generation.
Wetback, that's the racial slur.
Oh, I ain't mean that. Yeah, okay. I don't know when we got this generation of men that are soft, and soft not mean that you got to be beating your chest, but Cedric is now, he don't do a whole bunch of talking. We out whatever. I'm always a talker, but when I get crazy, he be like, "That's too much," yeah, or you done went too far, and I be like, and he don't say nothing. He just look at me like, "Calm it on down." So I just don't know why we are. Well, this whole domestic violence thing, to me, I really think we gotta. Because what are you gonna teach your son? If you in a relationship, just say you get married to somebody and then she start beating him, because it ain't cool to come out and say you getting beaten either, as a man.
No.
Like
But
the whole.
it shows itself when you go like this situation like this. You go out with your friends, and then it shows, and then you're embarrassed, and then that could be a time when he normally might not do nothing. Well, he might put hands to you because you done embarrassed him.
Right. They might not know what's going on at home.
Right.
But then what about, okay, so just to deviate off a little bit, Terry Crews, remember they had the whole hashtag Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Crews came out and spoke before the Senate about him being touched. And first of all, people came out, like 50 Cent said something about it. But he later, because he said he just thought about the buff person and how Terry said he didn't respond. But then sometimes you don't respond out of shock. And sometimes you don't respond because if I respond, it's going to look like I done went straight nuts on this white man because it was a white gay man.
It's financial implications because, like, people don't know those gay dudes run Hollywood, and that's what he worked.
And he was a producer, like he was some big producer,
Exactly.
something like that.
So if you want to work and you want to make money and feed your family, you got to think about that thing. You're going to beat this man up. People going to be looking at it like you crazy. They already think all the black people are angry and things of that nature.
Right. Well, see now, under no circumstances do I think you stay with a man, women, if you getting a beat. But I say the same thing for a man. If you got a woman that is verbally abusive, physically abusive, throwing stuff at you, that first of all, it's not gonna fare well for you. It's not gonna fare well for your family, for your children, because you don't know when that day is that you gonna snap.
Well, no, that too. It's a bad example for the kids because a lot of times your kids end up in like relationships that you have.
And then you wonder why, things are happening where they are.
Right.
But
like they say, daughters marry their fathers and boys marry their mother and things like that.
Like, one of the things, and not throw such a but my girls are, like Kim say, my girls are beasts. They wrestle. So, they tough. They not the average girls. Now, I fuss because I'm like, oh, that's too rough. But they keep coming back. They wrestle with their dad, they wrestle with their brothers, they wrestle. However, I sometimes have conversations like, you might not play with your husband or boyfriend like that because he might not take it the same way.
Right.
I don't know if you remember when we first got together, I used to hit you a lot.
Right.
But I was playing, but sometimes my hits would be hard. And he had to catch himself. He was like, what? Because it was just like, it'd be out of the blue, like I punched my head and it was joking to me, but you don't want to be hit all the time. And I was doing it regularly. And I was hitting him regularly as a joke, but I can't say what his response going to be if one day I go out in public, I don't want to punch him in the face like that girl was acting a fool.
Yeah,
and if you got friends that are okay with jumping on the table, but first of all, she was in a restaurant full of some other people. Not even your people that's in your party. But did you see they was looking around the room like, oh my God?
You see all the staff left. They went back.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because they brought the thing out. They were singing. And she went to crazy. They went right in the back. Staff said,
don't go to sleep first. You know what, Earl?
Staff said, we out of here.
But you wonder how those shows like Snap and stuff come about. Like, people laugh because I watch that stuff all the time. Yeah, that was the one that was at Applebee's, right?
Yeah.
Right. She was absolutely ridiculous. But what we were saying is that...
She's bad at Applebee's is a fine establishment.
Shut up, Cedric. But what we were saying is that either she's already been behaving like this before, or she or he's allowed like in a restaurant in public or whatever, or she knew he wasn't gonna respond at all because I wouldn't dare do that to you.
Well, but that's the thing. You never know when that day will come when he might. Especially like I said, people do strange things when they get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Especially these younger people, they'll kill you. You embarrass them.
But that's like the young boys now. They don't want to just fight. They just want to shoot. Like, we used to fight, and you go back, you fight again. They just gonna shoot. I'm just gonna shoot. I know they're running all you can eat ribs, washi.
Right.
But the thing about that, I thought about you should have. It's a lot of women that wish that their significant other would even try to surprise them in some form. So even if it's not what you like, that's never the appropriate response.
Right. But I'm saying if that's the case, then you should have said, look, this is not what I wanted. Let's just go. When they first pulled up. Because I'm sure he didn't pull up there and she was blindfolded, nothing like that.
Right.
Right?
Right, and that's what I was saying. We said that he probably, because if without video, he probably would have been arrested because they automatically default to the man because they would never, or witnesses, because they would never want to believe that a woman act like that. But she got on flip flops, a body dress, a headscarf, and you acting a donkey in Applebee's. Where'd you expect to go?
Look, I would have wiped that cake off my face. I told her happy birthday. And I sat down and ate.
But she was coming back and doing other stuff.
That's because he was yelling out stuff when she was leaving.
But he was embarrassed.
He was. But I mean, doing that ain't gonna make you no less embarrassed.
Yes, it's that, and that's what I was trying to get at, Bria. That it's a double standard. If you teach your daughters to keep them hands to themselves, and you teach your sons to keep their hands to themselves, because you cannot say, like somebody said, well, he should just hit her once. I can't tell you how many times he gonna hit because he may have seen abuse growing up the whole time, and then when that point snaps for him, he may have been abused by his dad, his mom, and when that point snaps for him and he go back to that child mode, what happens to say he won't respond over the top, as we would call it. We would call the response to the hitting over the top, but you just don't know people's history, and you don't know what their family life has been, and so.
Right.
But assault and battery go both ways. It's just that I don't think we teach our daughters, to keep their hands to themselves like we tell the boys. When people tell me under any circumstances a man should never hit a woman, he should just restrain her. Well, that lady was beating him, hitting him, throwing cake in his face. But what happens if he restrained her and she's still hitting him, kicking? What happens? And I'm not saying it's ever okay either way. I'm just saying we have to teach both sides that to keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
So, I really think that we have all of our movements one-sided. Like the Me Too was mainly about the women saying what happened to them. And then when Terry Crews came up,
about, Phil,
wipe my face, finish my meal, hit the club, have me a new baby by the end of the night. Really, Earl?
Yes, sir.
The police should have been called on her. Right, but then this is the thing, depending on where you are, and the stuff that's going on in nature of our black men and police, it may not have ended well. And then he probably would have got arrested and had to dispute it later if nobody had a video. So now, luckily, there was a bunch of people in there to witness the video, to witness what happened and what was going on. So he probably had enough witnesses to say that didn't happen. But we don't always have people around us to witness what's going on. And some women use that to their advantage. I'm going to hit you and I'm going to call the police on you.
And then we'll lie.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll...
So he beat me up. And
right.
Man ain't touch you.
Right. So, you first of all, everybody has... I just really say, and I tell my daughters, keep your hands to yourself. And will I be mad if somebody jump on my daughter or beat my daughter? Of course I would. However, you got to keep your hands to yourself. You just don't know what the response will be at any given time from anybody. So, that's why I'm confused why no one called on his behalf. Maybe they did after the video was over.
I think the restaurant people might have did it, but depends on where the restaurant was. It'd be a while before they get there because it's not like somebody was getting shot or stabbed, so there won't be no emergency.
Right, but then had he punched her and knocked her down,
they'd have got there with the hurry up.
They'd have got there because they saying it's a man beating on a woman, but they would not have told she did all this stuff ahead of time because both of them could get arrested.
Why both of them been arrested? He didn't touch her.
I'm saying if he had hit her,
oh.
Like they would call and say, this man beating this woman, but then they wouldn't have said that all this stuff happened beforehand. So, making me yawn. But anyway. That goes to say, I just really think that we need to look at domestic violence. If you have daughters, if you have sons, I think we need to tell them on both sides that hitting, touching, all that, not touching, not like that, but provoking, that stuff is not cool, like on either side.
That's right. I tell the girl, don't be touching.
Don't be touching? Mm-mm. What kind of touching you talking about, babe?
No kind of touching.
This boy said I got 99 problem, but an Applebee's chick ain't one.
Operation New Bay.
Well, I would hope to think that if you guys were around somebody that behaved in this manner, that they would have that you would have stood up and said something like, you know, or separated them.
Again, a lot of people don't have friends like that that's gonna, you know, tell them the truth. They might have just have yes men around. Tell them what they want to hear. Girl, you was right. He was dead wrong. He should have took you to Houston's or somewhere or whatever.
Well, she couldn't want to go to Houston in that body dress and them slippers and a headscarf.
But none of that. If he took you, your friends can't go.
Right. So that by itself is just pretty much the crux of what we want to talk about tonight. That we need to teach. Hold on one second. It's not cool for either male or female to physically abuse each other. We need to learn to love one another and not fight one another. And that's the truth. But that particular girl in this restaurant, the guy took her on a date. I mean, took her, surprised her for her birthday, and she stood in the chair, threw cake at him, hit him in the face, acting a fool in the restaurant. But none of your friends, because there was people around. I just want to know who those people were that was there.
It was a bunch of them because they panned the table. It was about 10, 15 people there.
But I'm saying, so nobody was there on his behalf?
Maybe he just invited all her friends. I don't know.
But even her friends, you got no friends that'll tell you done lost your doggone mind. Have all the seats. Yep, she got dressed for Crystal drive-through. Curtis, shut up. Said, but they are truly a friend if they don't.
Are they truly a friend? They can't be honest.
True.
Well, it ain't. That's the thing. That's what people want. They don't want real friends. They want you to back up whatever they saying. So if you don't back up whatever they saying, then you can't be around.
But you know, if you tell people the truth a lot of times, then they say you're a hater.
Right.
That you don't want them to be great or whatever. But honestly, if you got people around you that let you act like that, then they not down for you. They not down.
There was a show you were watching one time where the girl was dating a musician. Remember that? And he was playing his new song for everybody in the room. And he was like, "What you think?" And she was like, "Oh, you could do this and do that to tweak the song to make it better." He took her outside, like, "Look, when I want your opinion, I give it to you." Everybody else talking about how good the song was.
That was Greenleaf. Was that what that was? But she was in an abusive relationship too.
Right.
He was abusing her, and.
But that's what I'm talking about.
But then he kept saying, "I love you so much. I love you. I love you."
No, but when he said, "What do you think?" he didn't really want to know what she thought. He just wanted her to say, "Yeah, it's hot," like everybody else did. And when she said, "Oh, you can do this, that, and the third," he said, "Come here, let me holler at you." And he grabbed her. Remember, like, when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. So that's kind of my illustration for how people want their friends. Like, when I ask you something, I don't really want the real answer. I just want you to co-sign whatever I'm doing. Like, "Oh, yeah, you're right."
Well, you can't grow like that. What does they say?
Let my Fillmore female cousin see that it would have been some furniture moving from all my female kinfolk. Is that what it say? Yeah.
Well, like, I know, if that would have been my family, I don't have
one of the
any,
guys in your family, the girls ain't going for that.
There's no way. Not from the cousins on down. My daughters and nobody. It ain't going down like that. And even though it was something he should have taken care of, there's no way that would happen. I mean, it just wouldn't. Like, you tried it. It'd be more like, you can't hit it, but I can.
So that was Anthony. When he get grown, what do you think Tanja gonna do?
Oh Lord. I don't think Tanja gonna do nothing because Delisa, Bianca, all them gonna go all the way ham.
Porsche.
Which said, "Yeah, I remember that, and he was crazy anyway, but her cousin was telling her the truth." Right. That's the thing. On Greenleaf, the cousin was, again, telling her that he wasn't good for her. But what abusers usually do is get in your head and say, "I do this because I love you," or "I ain't never been loved as much," and whatever. "I respond as much because I'm so in love," but yeah, that's not going to really help.
Right. Busting your head.
Because a lot of times they end up dead.
Right.
Now, you see that man on the episode of Snap, because he done killed that girl because she get home one day and do some of that stuff, ain't nobody around, and he clunk across the head with some statue they got in the house.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But that's what people just like. When you get in a relationship, people just like kids. They gonna do whatever you let them get away with, and they gonna keep going further and further and further till you. Hey man, that's too much.
But see, I agree. I think that what you said earlier, that she probably tried a little something.
Yeah.
She was disrespectful a little bit. You know, he kept doing a little something until she like, oh, this man is a punk. I ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
And I can go all the way. So.
Curtis, stand up for yourself, man.
No, not the first 48, Earl.
Yeah.
First 48 means somebody woke up dead.
Right. Just say, look, this behavior is not acceptable, and if you want to continue to be with me, you can't do that anymore. And if they continue to do that, then they let you know that they don't care nothing about you. Basically, because if they cared about you, then they will stop doing stuff that's hurting you. Anybody you love or care about, you don't want to hurt them. So if you're doing stuff that's hurting them, they tell you that it's hurting them, and you don't at least try to stop it, then obviously you don't care about them.
But listen, I'm gonna put on the other side when you were talking about if that would have been one of our family members, a guy. But even if that was a girl, I would have. If that would have been one of my nieces or my cousins, I'm finna grab them and walk away. I'm not gonna allow you to continue down this behavior because it's not gonna end up well.
Embarrassing yourself and us too.
Right, and it's not gonna end up well for you. But I blame reality TV. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but at every reality TV, even all the clips they show is people fighting. The clip they show, they throwing drinks, they doing stupid stuff. Cause when we start throwing food in the restaurant, that's the one thing they teach you when you was little. You don't do.
But like you said, even if you throw food, that's still assault. If you
Right.
hit somebody with any kind of object, you don't even got to touch them.
It's assault.
Right.
And people getting crazy with this TV stuff, and I'm telling y'all, look it up. Portia, along with a lot of them other ones, are facing criminal charges for the stuff they've done. So they don't publicize that because it would make it not popular to do, but they are facing charges in the court system for real, especially in some in Atlanta.
That's all right. Portia ain't do nothing else.
She ain't through nothing else.
Read the comment.
We have 3 daughters, and I make sure to impress upon my daughter, my husband, that it's important for them to know what a true man should be like. They will learn best from examples they see. What kind of husband do you want them to have? That's the truth.
That's true.
Said we passed the discussion after the cake in the face. That's true.
Well, the thing about it though is people like us would never even made it to that point because when you first talked to her and she was being crazy, that would have been it. Like, I don't even want your phone number or nothing. Like, I'll holler
Well,
at
even
you.
if you're talking to her and she start doing some stuff and then
That's
she
what
be
I'm
telling
saying.
you, shut up, you be like,
Oh, no. Who are you talking to?
The time she start trying you to see what she can fill out,
Yeah,
how far
lost
she
your
can
mind.
go, you'll know then that that's too much for me.
Right. And either she going to stop the behavior or we going to stop seeing each other. It's one of the two.
Right,
There ain't but 2 choices.
right.
You going to stop doing it or I'm going to stop seeing you.
One or the other.
One or the other.
But I'm just telling you, make sure you surround yourself with real friends, real family that will tell you when you are acting inappropriate, when they see something in your relationship inappropriate. Because I often wonder, like I was thinking the other day when I saw this video, like my oldest son is dating a girl. And so what if we went to dinner and she did that to him in front of us? As parents, how you think you would respond?
I ain't worried about it. I ain't got to do nothing. I know you'll handle it.
Wait a minute, what does that mean?
What you mean? What it mean? What I just said?
What would you, honestly, like, knowing me, what would you think I would do?
Tell them to get on down the line. Like my dear say, we can handle it 1 or 2 ways. Voluntarily or involuntary manslaughter.
I was just sitting there thinking, like, what if we were at dinner and she starts behaving like that?
Right. And see, that's one thing Earl brought up too. I wasn't gonna say, but he said he knew she was crazy, but we as brothers see her fine on to tolerate this thing attitude. She might have put that yang on him, and he done lost his mind. Like, hey,
That's true.
she crazy, but that thing good. I can't leave her alone.
And now you embarrassed.
Right.
Beat the brakes off her. That's you. I would like to think that that's not what I would do, Curtis. I would like to think that I would tell my son, that's it. That's a wrap. We got to go. We got to go. Grown and all, we got to roll.
So listen, if she mush the cake in his face, would you mush cake in her face? Would you be petty and tit for tat?
Is that petty though?
Well, that's the definition of petty, right? Or tit for tat at least.
Or tit for tat, but I'm saying. So I'm saying, but it wouldn't be that you hit her. It would be that I'm giving you what you gave. You want him to eat cake? You eat cake too.
So she ain't made now. Eat the cake.
Well, you making my son eat cake? You eat cake.
Or when she put the cake back in your face, you eat something.
Oh nah. I got some daughters at Russell. We finna go and handle this business back real quick.
Curtis said you would like to think, but reality is what?
I don't know. I really would like to think that in that situation, I would just say, let's go. And we separate ourselves from the situation. And
But how you going to do that if she rode with him?
she gonna be left.
She got to get Uber.
Yep, I'm getting in the car with him. And he ain't gonna put me out. She got to get left. She ain't getting here with me. Now, if she get in that car with me,
What's going to happen?
she got to go to my hands. So and I would do that.
In the car?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good old, that's close contact. You ain't got to get tired like that.
I'm so stupid.
Say, Andrew, really, it would be old school, man. I'm really, honest to God, people, I really think that I have grown and matured, and I believe that. Why you laughing, Cedric?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now it was a joke on.
No way. I would like to think that I would make a better decision, and I would just say, okay, that was a straw. We gone. This is not what you need in your life. Because I'm always telling my son stuff like that. Like, you need people that uplift you and somebody that's supportive,
Right.
and things like that. So I would use that as a time to say, she cannot respect you at all if she didn't mind embarrassing you in front of your parents
Not
or your grandparents or in public. You don't have a woman that take your balls and put them in her purse in public. Like, if y'all do that at home, whatever, but not in public. That's not what I'm doing.
Curtis said, I know my temper. She would be wearing cake, ice cream, and the plate that came home. He'll say, you use those hands well, cuz. Curtis says that's your final answer.
It is my final answer. I really think that I would try to go down the street first.
Yeah.
I would try to do what I feel like God has commissioned me to do, and that's just separate. Why are you laughing? Separate everything, separate the situation, and separate from the situation, and have a talk with him. And maybe at the time, because if he come back from down the street with a Hail Mary and punch on her face, then I'd be like, stop. Don't do it.
Don't stop. No, you can't do that. You said, no.
I'm just kidding. I really. You mean drag her down the street? Earl, why you act like I'm just ready to box? I'm just saying, I just, that thought crossed my head, like, what would my response be? That doesn't say lay hands on and pray for forgiveness.
There you go.
Well, we are going to close this segment tonight. I pray that you would share it to your page for those who are still on here.
And go to YouTube and subscribe.
Yes.
Hit the
Listen,
bell.
Curtis,
We doing it.
Earl, go to YouTube and subscribe to Black Love. I see the notification when y'all subscribe. What is wrong with that dumb dog?
It's Black Love United.
Black Love, what I say here?
I said Black Love.
Black Love United. Go subscribe to Black Love United on YouTube.
Right.
So all of our, because we eventually want to transition from here to YouTube.
So you can see all of our past videos, and we're uploading more videos all the time.
Yes. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Earl.
This is
Earl.
Sparta.
Earl, get off my page, because you tripping. I would have a strongly worded prayer with her.
Lord help me kill him.
Would you try to break it up, Cedric?
Break up what?
If I was to fight her, would you break it up?
Yeah. Don't do that. Stop.
See? Bree, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you come subscribe, like the Black Love page. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We have some more discussions I think are going to be hot topics. I really, really, really want us to have the uncomfortable conversations because, you know, believe it or not, unfortunately, these were black people, black young men and a young woman, and so that represents us. Oh, Lord. They represent us. So, Frida, thank you for joining. If you don't mind sharing it to your page, but invite some friends. Me and hubby will be watching. Thank you so much, Bria. I enjoyed it. I'm glad you commented because so many people sit and they'll call me or text me or inbox me later, but I really enjoy you comment because I do want to see what other people think, not just Cedric and I's view of whatever's going on. So I appreciate it. So have a good night. We just pray that God bless everybody's marriage and renew it and encourage. And if it's not in the right way, why is that dog making so much noise? Nala, come here. Lord Jesus. Come here, Cujo.
Where's Benji?
Right
Over there. So anyway, Earl, would you have beat her to a sunken place? Really, Earl? So I appreciate you guys. Let's pray real quick. Lord, we thank you for the night. Lord, we thank you for each and every couple and marriage represented on here. Lord, you know the issues that they have in their marriage. You know what they need improvement upon. Lord, I just ask that you go into their house, Lord, and to just bless them to work on themselves first, Lord, that they can improve their marriage, improve their families, Lord, that no weapon formed against these marriages will prosper. If there's a single woman on here, Lord, that's preparing herself for marriage, help her to continue to work on herself. Show her so that she can work on herself, be the better version of herself, so she can be complete. So when that good man finds her, he finds a good thing. So we thank you, Lord. We cancel the assignment of the enemy. Lord, these marriages are blessed. They're encouraged. They're strengthened, Lord. And we call it done in Jesus' name. See you again next Monday. Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it so much. Thanks for joining, Lynette.
Just
Thank
kiss
you.
and makeup.
Kiss and makeup. Well, I'm doing the wrong thing.
You pressing